Yes, sir. As we know, unless you've been living under a rock or you just been doing some other shit, Kwame Brown is on a rampage against the media and everybody that slanders the black man, including himself. Everybody wants to call him a quote unquote bust. Meanwhile, you got people like Matt Barnes, who have been a glorified role player, aka some street dude, and things like that. They get put on these platforms basically because they want that image to continue, that you could be this grown baby boy, this grown male, a grown big ass kid that still wants to wear Jordans into his 50s and things like that, still want to act like some quote unquote tough guy. Meanwhile, you lose your girl to a nice guy, things like that. Basically, Matt Barnes went out of his way, but did he really go out of his way? When you have a boss and he cuts your checks, they tell you what to do, they tell you what to talk about, they tell you what not to talk about, they tell you what not to do, things like that. That's why for people that have notoriety, people that might have a little platform, you have to ask, who's providing for your platform? You, your sponsors, you have somebody else? What's your agenda? Things like that. Because when you're in control of your own platform, you control what you talk about. You control the message that you put out there. But Matt Barnes is nothing but a puppet. He's nothing but a street puppet to portray this image to the youth that you could be some pro-black, quote-unquote, tough thug that could play basketball and things like that. It doesn't make any sense. But basically, he brought the drama, the quote unquote drama, the little arguments and whatnot. He had to bring that from where it was on Showtime to YouTube. They brought that to ESPN, The Jump, not to where they're going to talk about basketball. They're talking about Kwame Brown, who hasn't played in it quite a while, about the problems that he has with individuals repeatedly slandering his name when he hasn't said a damn thing to anybody. So we're going to go through a series of clips just so we could get some context and we could really see the individual that this Rachel Nichols is. Don't let the smiles fool you.
Becky with the good hair, you went to work today. You went to ESPN to your white mama, Rachel Nichols, who I know very well, who, if you look at the timeline of when I was a teenager and when I was in D.C., she was right there and she was interviewing me. And she was very disrespectful herself. So it would make sense that they put Rachel Nichols there to ask them little black boys in front of white mama.
So, Matt, Kwame Brown had some comments about you on IG Live this weekend. Do you care to address?
Yeah, I was just confused. I didn't really know what happened. I didn't know where they came from. I was coaching the kids this weekend, and I look on social media, and people are going crazy. But I get where he's coming from. I mean, he's kind of been the butt of jokes coming into the league and not being able to live up to that number one potential. I guess some stuff was said on the podcast. I don't know. Like, to me, your anger is focused to me. I didn't say nothing to do nothing. If you want to be mad at anyone, be mad at MJ for picking you number one.
You're referring, of course, to the All the Smoke podcast,
right,
where you had Gilbert Arenas on. It was you and Steven Jackson.
And I don't even recall Rachel, to be honest with you. So good luck, bro.
I got nothing.
All right. From that first clip, you could just tell that Rachel Nichols is nothing but a busybody. She wants to know everybody's business, the quote-unquote drama, who you talking to, who you sleeping with, your shoe size, what you do last weekend, a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with her. You're bringing Matt Barnes on, who's basically a regular to your show, to talk about the NBA. You have the play-ins that just happened. First round of the playoffs is going on. But somehow in your half-hour, hour time block or whatever it is, you find enough time to talk about his online shenanigans that he's going on with Kwame Brown. What the hell does that have to do with you, Rachel Nichols? It only proves Kwame Brown's point, that you guys go out of your way to show brothers in a negative light, even though they do it on their own. But you guys go out of your way. You guys are ESPN. What the hell are you doing turning into a gossip blog section? You're TMZ on steroids now. This is what happens when you bring women into the men's environments. The environments become emotional, and now you're turning into a gossip blog overnight. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody's turning on NBA The Jump to hear about Kwame Brown and Matt Barnes. Well, a lot of people are now. So I guess Kwame Brown could thank you guys, and I guess the world could thank you guys, but I don't know how many people actually learned about this from watching NBA The Jump. Let's keep it funky. They learned about it from YouTube and Instagram and things like that. But what adds fuel to the fire besides that clip is also this clip that a lot of people were bringing to Kwame's attention, and I didn't even know about it. I had to do some digging myself. Basically, it adds fuel to the fire and it proves his point that they go out of their way to bash black men. It doesn't even matter what time of day it is, what the situation is. They will go out of their way to rain on your parade, to throw salt on the wound, even whenever you're trying to close it. It doesn't make any sense. Derrick Rose battled some allegations in 2016. In 2018, he's making his comeback, battling his knee injuries and things of that nature to show everybody that he could still play in this league, that he's not going anywhere. He drops a 50-point game for the Timberwolves. But let's just see how Rachel Nichols decides to cover the story.
There was the massive redemption narrative that everybody hurried into about how much Derrick had overcome and persevered through, which is both absolutely true and completely false depending on what you were talking about. Absolutely. Derrick Rose has overcome a horrific and in many cases heartbreaking series of injuries that robbed the league's youngest ever MVP of one of the great what might have been careers. Twice he's had to take time away from the game on teams he's been on, unsure of if he even wanted to continue playing. And twice he came back. And if you have been around to witness the incredible physical and mental toll all of that has taken, the fact that he's still standing, much less doing what he did on that court last night, that is incredible. However, there is also the absolute fact that 2 years ago, Rose was accused of participating in a gang rape. A civil trial found him not liable, but a lot of Rose's own testimony was troubling. And regardless of how you personally judge,
who gives a shit if it was troubling if the court found him not liable? So what does it matter about your personal feelings, even if these feelings are getting programmed in your back and into your head by your producers and your executives? What the hell does this matter if he is not liable? If he would have got charged, right? You want to talk about text messages or whatever the details of the case are? What does that have to do with him dropping 50 points 2 years later? Why are you guys still hanging this over his head when he dropped 50 points 2 years later? That rape case has nothing to do with him anymore. How about you bring up the people that were involved if they were charged, if that? Like, you guys talk about the wrong shit. You want to talk about which side you want to look at it. It's false on this side. It's true on this side. The redemption, the narrative, this, that, and the third. But, oh yeah, ESPN does not want 100% positive narrative about any so-called black man unless your name is LeBron James. And this woman right here, Rachel Nichols, be all over LeBron James Johnson.
what happened there, watching people last night bring that trial up and then try to gloss over it as something Rose went through as adversity for him, that was cringe-inducing, to say the least.
What's cringe-inducing is the way that you're reporting this story. You're putting emphasis on words to make people feel it more, to make people try to resonate with an old memory. You know what I'm saying? He got found not liable. What are you reaching for, Rachel Nichols? Like I say, if you're in a piece of shit environment, you are a piece of shit by association, because you wouldn't be working for that environment if you were a good individual, right? Rachel Nichols knows the narrative. She knows the agendas. She knows what she's pushing to the masses. Make all these so-called black athletes look like bad males. Make them look like they do not know how to come up with any solutions, resolutions. They can't rationalize. They are always getting into some bullshit, things of that nature. Regardless of what, make sure it's negative. It doesn't matter. We're sitting here watching ESPN, NBA, The Jump. Derrick Rose drops 50 points, but somehow, some way, they managed to bring up some bullshit allegations against him that obviously he just beat. So why are you bringing that up?
Personally, I think it is okay to get excited about what Derrick Rose did on that basketball court last night. And I also think it's okay to talk in real terms about what he's done off of it, both the good and the bad. Derrick Rose, he was the story last night, and it is all part of his story. And by the way, his story, it's not over. He's not the same kid who won the MVP in 2011. He's also not the same man who sat in that courtroom in 2016.
Rachel Nichols, you could eat a Johnson. And I'm not saying that respectfully, in all honesty, because you're just reaching so hard in this story. I don't really care how old it is, but everything is going to come to light because a lot of people are going to be doing digging. Myself included, because I just stopped watching ESPN. What's the point when I could watch stuff on the internet and things like that on YouTube. I'm not wasting my time watching ESPN. I've been stopped watching that. Those days of the thorough reporting and journalism, the days of the Stuart Scotts, because in all honesty, when y'all really started attacking the image of the so-called black man was when Stuart Scott died. Let's keep it funky, man. I'm going to really have to go down the timeline to see when things changed, because a lot of shit changed. That's when that Bruce Jenner shit happened. Things started falling down like dominoes. But y'all attacking brothers on a day-to-day basis, what Kwame's talking about has been happening like on steroids, my man. Like the only people that y'all were really talking about like this was Roger Clemens. And to be honest with you, I think y'all were bashing Barry Bonds a whole lot more than Roger Clemens. Just like I said, you guys go about it way differently when it's a Caucasian athlete. It is what it is. Not making it about this or that. We got to let you know what time it is in the business of bashing black men. Is $1 billion business. It keeps the narrative going. It keeps sellouts going. It keeps puppets going. It keeps narratives. It keeps agendas. It keeps conditioning and programming going. But when you got Kwame Brown, who's basically about to go against the tide, he needs people along with him. There's been people that's been talking about this shit for years upon years, but that don't mean it's time to stop. It's time to keep it pushing and go harder, because these woke athletes, these woke outlets are nothing without us, without the product. In a documentary I saw on Netflix, they say the people are the product, period, point blank. So what are these people without you? We the people, right? So we got to stand up for what's right. It doesn't matter about what's flashy, what sounds good to our ears, what makes us feel better. It's about right and it's about wrong. It's about having some morals, man. You can't have people like this try to throw salt on a great night for a man who overcame some bullshit that came his way because he might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever. A girl might have agreed to do this and then now she regrets it. It's you know how many athletes are putting themselves into these dumbass situations? They could learn from Derrick Rose. You want to talk about he didn't overcame, he glossed over it as if he just skipped over it like nothing ever happened? Man, listen, that shit is in the past. Derrick Rose is still balling to this day. This clip, I guess, is from 2018 or whatever it is, but listen, the internet is undefeated and all these clips will remain timeless for however long they will remain on this internet, for however long we are on this earth. So everybody do your digging. It's time to get right. It's time to expose these frauds. It's time to expose these fake ass journalists for the frauds that they have been for the last decade and then some, man. Rachel Nichols, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, the list goes on. Kwame got them all. But listen, I got a couple more videos on the way. I had to jump into this, man. I was letting the dust settle to see if any more stories or anything developed so I could just make my videos and go on about my business. Regularly scheduled programming videos will be coming at the end of this week. I'm shooting for Friday. And this Kwame Brown saga series is basically going to be coming. I got a couple more videos coming, but the attack against the media and everybody that slanders the so-called black man is going to be put to the forefront because enough is enough. I'm going to close this out with Kwame. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm going to holler at y'all.
Rachel Nichols, you was talking about, somebody keep telling me you were talking about Derrick Rose rape case when he scored 5 convicted. Now that make me want to call you up, but I'm going to get one of my black cousins to do that for you. But I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel, because I got you rat bitch. You think you finna get out of this? Oh no. I go ass, now I'm holding you by the neck now, bitch. You finna get some of mama's cooking, hope. You think you is and be white people's boy, the mouth of the South, and you think you ain't gonna get mama's cooking, bitch? Hey, look here. All you athletes, y'all better protect me, because them some bitches gonna come at me. My cash app is Kwame H. Brown. Money sign Kwame H. Brown. Capital K, capital H, capital B. Because they coming after me, I can tell. Because I got you bitches scared with the truth. Stephen A., Rachel Nichols, I'm coming to see y'all on YouTube. Y'all proving my point. Every time where y'all talking where it's unnecessary for you to add the shit that you bitches are adding in. Not you, Miss Rachel. I got a black cousin that gonna call you a bitch. But Stephen A, you little bitch. You motherfuckers add in things about people's personal life that don't have a goddamn thing to do with sports. No matter the conviction, you motherfuckers talk about it all the time. So I'ma see you motherfuckers over on my other channel. Yeah, be calling my motherfucking phone.
Salute to the whole panel.
Don't be calling my motherfucking phone. I'm gonna see y'all on my other channel. Cause you bitches are exposing yourself. Y'all have a monopoly on talking about black males and destroying their image. And bitch, y'all fuck with my image? And if you, bitch ass Stephen A, would have kept your motherfucking mouth up off of me, and you, Rachel Nichols, when you motherfucking interviewed me, instead of you little white woman, instead of you doing that, you know what you should have did? You know my history, you know my story. You should have fucking told about that. You should have told how I got to where I got to, bitch, boy, woman. Because you done pissed me off. See, I don't want everybody jumping on me for calling a woman a B. But shit, sometimes it just jump out. Because you was wrong. You was wrong. All y'all want to censor men. All y'all want to censor men, tell men what to do, and make sure y'all beat us down while y'all be the most foul, nasty, vicious son bitches. Time out for that. I'm gonna call you motherfuckers out. You motherfuckers want to be all these TV politicians. I understand when you saying a real message, ain't no such thing as a TV politician. I'm gonna stay the fuck away from you. Yeah.